Now, I think we have our speaker coming on. Oh, there she is.
Yes, you do. Hey, Sochil.
Hi, everyone. So good to see you. So nice to be back here again. I'm so excited to share some wisdom today.
Sochil, I
Hi,
want you
everybody.
to officially meet Joan. You both of you are two
Hi,
of the most beautiful people I
Joan.
know, so I'm glad that you guys are
I,
connecting.
I was going to say you're even more beautiful than your photo, and you're
Aw.
like magnificent radiance. I feel like I've met you in other times and other places.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Just been hearing how you've been answering the questions. Thank you so much. It's always so good to get some good insight, and you've been giving it time and time.
So let me just do a little bio for you, okay, Sochil, and then you
Sure.
can get into it.
Can you hear me
First,
okay? I just want to check my sound and we're good.
it's perfect. Firstly, there were some people asking questions about Rhythmia. If you're going to go to Rhythmia, tell them that you are referred from Neil Gore. I get brownie points. Well, because I work with Rhythmia and I'm one of the distributors for their documentary, Reality of Truth. We're one of the first distributors. So I've got like 200,000 views on their documentary. So if you go there, connect with me or let them know I sent you because they want to know that. All right. So now we're going to get into our next and our final presentation for the day. And I'm extremely excited to be bringing forward Xochitl Ashe Guzman. And I'm excited because not only of her awareness and what she shares, but she's also a good friend and has amazing energy. So this is the perfect way really to close out the event. And I'm just going to say right now, Xochitl, if you are open to it, maybe you want to drop us in a little deeper and start your talk out with something that centers us. But about Xochitl, for the past 20 years, Xochitl Ashe has been a teacher and a guide in one-on-one sessions, workshops, and ceremonies both in the US and internationally. She was 16 years old when she became the first female of 5 generations of men to be initiated into the healing traditions of her Peruvian shamanic lineage. She is a medicine woman in the Peruvian Andean tradition and has worked with sacred plant medicine since the time of her initiation. She's professionally trained herbalist and specializes in ceremonial use of cacao, cannabis, and psilocybin. In her practice, Sochil focuses on the healing of generational trauma and the ways in which that trauma impairs our ability to thrive, create wealth, and have a positive impact on the world. Hey, Sochil.
Hi, Neil. Thank you so much. Well, I would love to drop in with everybody just to, I know the day has been long and I'm the last presenter, so just to do a little breathing exercise so we can center and we can open our hearts and open our minds to the information that I'll be sharing today. Today, my presentation is about how plant medicine can help us heal ancestral trauma. And I have I'm gonna need the support of the Portal to Ascension team because I do have a slide presentation. Okay, I
Sure.
think I see
Well,
share
yeah,
screen.
yeah. Go ahead and click share screen and you can
Awesome.
do it.
Okay, well, let's just take a deep breath before I begin. So we're gonna take a deep breath, and wherever we are, we're just gonna straighten our backs, and we're gonna bring in all of that energy that is all around us, that energy of health, that energy of love, that energy of prosperity, that energy of joy. We're gonna put it in our hearts, and we're gonna take another deep breath. And during this great portal, it's a portal to ascension that we're in that has started um, with the pandemic, and we are crossing it and creating a new world. We call in all of the gifts that we need for this journey. And one of the gifts that we've been given for this journey has been plant medicine. So we call in the spirits of the plant medicine. We call in the spirit of peyote, we call the spirit of psilocybin, mushrooms, we call in the spirit of all the master teacher plant medicine and all of the plant medicine on this earth to support us today as we hear this information, and may everyone here that's present have an opportunity to heal all of their ancestral trauma, because it's a time to truly be free, to truly be ourselves. So we ask for guidance with this as we open up this conversation, the session, the sacred time together. And I thank you for allowing me to be a teacher today of this beautiful medicine ways. And with that, we take another deep breath and we slowly open our eyes and come back. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 second as I am going to share my screen. Let me just make sure that I can, let's see, present. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go.
We don't see your screen yet.
I know. Okay.
So
Let's
go
see.
back to Zoom, click that share screen.
Okay, let me
then
go back
click-
to Zoom. Okay.
So go to
here we
there,
go.
click share screen, and then click screen and share.
Okay, share screen. Desktop share. Allow. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, nope. What, are you getting a message or something?
I said share. Yes, open system preference, share. Location. Allow Zoom. Okay. Okay, it says Zoom will not be able to record the contents of your screen until it
That's
is
fine.
quit.
Because I'm recording, so that's okay.
Okay, so say later. Okay. Oh, I have such an awesome presentation for you guys.
We can do it. So
Okay.
go back to Zoom and click share screen. I mean, it's never not worked before, so we got to figure this out.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody who's present as we, oh, here we go. I think I got it. Oh my God.
Yep.
Yay! Woo, woo. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Plant medicine for healing ancestral trauma. So welcome to my presentation. So I just want to share a little bit about me and why I'm here. So my story with plant medicine starts at 16 years old with my initiation to becoming a medicine woman. When I was 16, my father, who had been an apprentice to a very, very powerful medicine woman from the Wirixa nation, which are the Huicholes, had come back. And I was 16 and I had tons of teenage angst and I was a bit depressed. And my dad was like, it's time for your initiation. And of course, I was like, what are you trying to do? I can't believe you're wanting me to do a peyote ceremony. But I did it, and it was one of the most powerful experiences. This experience has basically marked a time in my life, I can say before and after. And the most important thing about plant medicine ceremonies and this specific initiation is that the way that I can best explain it is that I had faith that there was a spirit world. And when I did my initiation with grandfather Peyote, I was able to see that there was a spirit world. So it wasn't just my huge faith that and belief in that there is a transparent world that moves all divine things in our lives, but I was able to actually see spirit. I was able to get information from the plants. I was able to get wisdom about my path. So this began my journey with plant medicine. So my family has been working with plant medicine for 5 generations, as we know. This is here in our last retreat. It's me next to my father, Inti, who is a medicine man, my aunt, Mariluz, a medicine woman, and my godfather, Hugo Matsayani, who is a Mazotec medicine man in the tradition of the mushrooms. So my father, it's really important for me to honor the teachers before me. And so my father, Inti, apprenticed under Guadalupe De la Cruz, who was a Wirixa, a Huichol Marakame. She was a powerful, powerful medicine woman and guardian of the peyote medicine. It's really beautiful that in this culture, the women are the spiritual leaders. My godfather, Hugo Matsayani, it's a Mazotec medicine man who was the interpreter and also an apprentice to Maria Sabina. So really want to acknowledge this lineage because Maria Sabina contributed so much to us understanding mushrooms and their healing properties in their Western world. So as I start, I really want to bring up that we must honor Native peoples who have been guardians of plant medicine wisdom for thousands of years. It is a bit sad that I see that as plant medicine is getting more and more popular, there's a huge focus on the science, and most of the focus has been on the benefits. And when I see articles written about psilocybin or plant medicine from psychologists and Silicon Valley, I don't really see the acknowledgement of the ancestral wisdom that Native people have carried for thousands of years. It is so important to honor it because this information has been given to us as Native peoples for generation after generation after generation. And while plant medicine, I believe, is for everyone's healing, there is an honoring that we must do because Native peoples have had a relationship with these plant spirits for so long, and they have so much, we have so much to teach you. It is also important to learn and seek to do ceremonies from carriers of the lineage. It's a way that we can honor the wisdom. We can make sure that it's still alive. And also a lot of Native medicine people, this is their livelihood. And so it's important to seek these carriers of the lineages and contribute to them and their communities so we can keep this wisdom alive. Also, our ancestors, my ancestors, died because of colonialism and slavery, trying to protect these medicine ways. So if we are not aware that Native peoples have been guardians of this medicine and truly, truly seek to honor it and honor their place in this huge conversation that we're having, then we are once again applying colonialism to something that it's here to heal us and make us free. So I want to talk about the Native ways and how we do a traditional Mazotec velada. So when we work with psilocybin, this will be my focus for the conversation today. We do it in a traditional Mazotec way because they've been the guardians of this knowledge for thousands of years, and they're still here, they're still present. The Mazotec people, the Mazotec medicine people are still alive and thriving. And a velada is a really beautiful tradition because it works in two ways. One is you take the medicine and the medicine gives you visions and insight and wisdom, but the medicine person acts like a modern day therapist in that while they're taking the medicine, when we take the medicine, we can also see what's happening with you, and you get the opportunity to integrate within the ceremony. You get to get the opportunity to, as you see a vision, we see the vision too. And if you're having a hard time interpreting it, we support you with that. If you are seeing something that is very hard to see, we support you with moving through it. And this all happens within the ceremony. Well, it is important to integrate with plant medicine afterwards. It's so powerful that in these veladas, we're able to integrate within. We're able to work through things as we are with the plant medicine. And we can really achieve deep, deep healing. So why must we heal ancestral trauma? I really love this graphic. Basically, intergenerational trauma is affecting us all, whether we know it or not. And it's so important to be aware of it. And it's our time to heal this trauma, because we are in this time of great learning. And it's a time as we are creating this new world, we are in this portal, right? A portal to ascension. And so we cannot keep on dragging all of that stuff with us. So I just wanted to show you this graphic because it's so awesome. So for example, you can see here surviving European wars. Like what happens with somebody? Will they get PTSD, alcoholism, sexual abuse, emotional repression? Like that's all in your lineage. And here you are just living your life, not quite understanding how your ancestors have affected your way of thriving, good or bad, right? Sometimes a lot, like slavery still in our systems, if we are people of color that have come through our African roots and we've been slaved, like the feelings of abandonment, domestic violence, low self-esteem, that's still present. Poverty consciousness, severe anxiety, depression. So it's time to heal it. It's so important. I also love this other graphic because it shows us a scientific, so it's not just the psychological way that we know ancestral trauma affects us, but also physically. They say that your grandmother carried a part of you in her womb. So a female fetus is born with all the eggs she will ever have in her lifetime. So when your grandmother was carrying your mother in her womb, you were a tiny egg inside your mother's ovary. So the three of you have been connected for a very long time. So this is just one way that you can truly understand our connection to our ancestors and why it is so important for us to heal it now. So my focus today will be on psilocybin, these beautiful, beautiful creatures, these beautiful master teachers that I love so much and I'm so grateful for. So this that you see here is the mycelium network. And when I've seen this in nature and also I've seen mushrooms grow, this is one of the things that just blew my mind, because just as above is already like just as inside is outside, right, just like above also within here. So it's like the macro and the micro. And so the mycelium network is all around us, underneath our feet, all over the earth, and it is what creates connection between all plants all around the earth. It's connecting us to everything. It connects trees to each other. It connects all plants to each other. It's like it's a world wide web, right? It keeps us connected. So we can see here how it's a way that trees can communicate. It's a way that roots communicate. And so I wanted to show you guys this image. I love Alex Gray. This is our nervous system. And it's exactly like the mycelium network. And so it's so interesting because what mushrooms do for us is that they help us heal our nervous system. And here's our nervous system. They look exactly the same. And I just love when the universe reveals truths in this way. Why must we heal our nervous system? Our nervous system is what allows us to have emotions. Our nervous system is what allows us to be conscious. So the more we can heal our nervous system, the more we can be in a fully conscious, right? Like we can reach a level of connection to the earth, connection to our being, and connection with spirit. And so here is a family tree, because we're talking about ancestral trauma and how we're going to heal it, and how psilocybin is such a beautiful medicine to heal it. So this is a family tree, and it's, you know, it's like your mother, your father, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents, and just goes on and on and on and on and on. And this shows how we're all fully connected to all these incredible ancestors. They say that in 12 generations, there are 42,000 ancestors that you have. So it's for our benefit to heal our connection to our ancestors so that we don't have to carry the heaviness and we can carry all the gifts. We want to be free. We want to be truly ourselves without the conditioning, the limitations, the blocks, and the wounds of our ancestors. And really, you guys, this is really the only way we can create a new world. We can create a new world when we are truly free. So how does this beautiful sacred medicine help us? Well, we can see more of the events that have traumatized us, and also see our ancestors with a compassionate mind. The way that psilocybin works is that when we are in ceremony with it, it allows us to see beyond our ego and our present perception. It allows us to have a bigger picture. We can also understand our lineage and why we were born into it. Even if it was super traumatizing, there's a magic in understanding your place in the world and why you chose to be born into these families. You also can release trauma that has been passed on and doesn't need to be carried by you anymore. And the beautiful thing about it is that you can take on all the gifts that are now ours from our ancestors. Really, it's all about activating their power within you. So what happens in a traditional Mushroom Mazotec ceremony? Well, sometimes if we're very blessed, we are shown visions of our ancestors. Sometimes they come to us and they speak. The medicine person can help you integrate these visions and understand what you must do to heal the trauma during the ceremony. The beautiful thing about Mazatec ceremonies is that you are integrating in the ceremony itself. Oh, let me see what's happening now. Okay. All right. There we go. So how we heal. So mushrooms help us be in the spirit world. While we're always in the spirit world, there's no separation. The mushrooms allow us to truly understand that we are in it, that there is no separation. The wisdom of this sacred medicine allows us to see the perfection in our experience, no matter how traumatic it has been. We also are able to connect to nature and feel the complete support for it in our lives. This really supports us because we understand that we are loved and we are never alone. We are able to forgive, to complete, and start new. We can truly be free And this is really why we're here on earth right now, is to be free. So this is my work. You could come and follow me on my website, send me an email. I love supporting people. I support people with their microdosing journeys. I do traditional Mazatec mushroom retreats in Mexico. And I'm here for any questions that you may have. I really pray that you have a beautiful journey in your healing, and that if you do have the opportunity, it's, my dad once said, Xochitl, having plant medicine is a privilege, because not everybody gets the opportunity to do journeys with plant medicine. And these are our most wise teachers. So thank you for allowing me to share today, and please be in touch. Love to get to know you, get to know how I can best support you. And I'm ready for any questions, Neil. Let's see, I'm going to stop share.
Stop share.
There we go. I'm
Wow.
back.
What a lovely, lovely presentation. And the wisdom that you carry the medicine of your family and of your generations. And I found it very fascinating. As a mother myself,
Mm.
and you're saying that my daughter, my grandchild to be, would carry my own essence through my own wounds, my own healing.
Mm-hmm. Your grandchild was
Future.
already inside of you.
When I gave birth to my daughter.
Exactly. Before, when you carried your daughter, you were also carrying your grandchild.
Wow. Okay, that is extremely profound, very, very profound to know how. And I think through the plant medicine, I've begun to understand more about generational history and getting a picture of the whole big picture and how I fit into the consciousness. I loved your graphic from Alex Gray, also the nervous system. And as a chiropractor, I've treated, I've shown people that picture forever of how we're all connected to that nervous system. And actually, I love seeing how the mushrooms connected.
Thank
When you
you.
showed roots, very fascinating. So how can we get in touch with you? And do we have your website here? And
Yeah, my website, I can send it in the chat, I guess, to attendees. There we go. Yeah, my website.
And did you say you had some upcoming events happening as well?
Right now, because of COVID, I'm taking a pause on my retreats. I usually have really beautiful retreats to Mexico for traditional psilocybin Mazotec ceremonies. But as of now, what I do is I support people with their microdosing journeys. And they can get, wherever they are in the world, they can get in touch with me, and we can set up a consultation and see if we're a good fit. Yeah.
So you're doing basically private online micro journeys, basically.
Yeah, I'm supporting, I support people for 6 months to a year. So it's really important that it's like long-term, that we see important results in their lives, how the medicine is actually supporting them with their journey and healing ancestral trauma or any trauma that they've been carrying that hasn't allowed them to be fully thriving in their lives.
I like that you say for 6 to 12 months, because honestly, people cannot change in one night or one weekend, no matter, you can make change, but to carry it through and to implement the visions that spirit shows you, I think you're right, that it is a year journey or more. It's been 7 years since I started plant medicine. I'm still a beginner, still learning, and still need hands-on in guidance.
I think Xochitl, did we lose you? You want to start your video back?
Want to come back?
Yeah, I think that was an accident.
I'm sure it
Let's
was.
hope she comes back.
All
There
right,
we go.
there she is. There she is.
I don't know what happened.
What was
Your
the
photo.
question, Joan?
I would think that I'm just really, thank you for the fact that you have programs that carry someone through
Yeah.
from waking up, I think, to going through the experience, because it takes a few years.
Yeah, thank you. I find that you can do a lot of powerful work within one ceremony or two ceremonies, but integration of the material that you know, it's like so much. I mean, one ceremony can give you enough knowledge for a whole year, and really the gift that we have is like, how do we integrate it into our everyday lives?
Yeah, I've been to a few places and they all have different um, post experience integration protocols, if you will, right? And I've realized, like, I went to Peru, for example, and even though there was an online community, a lot of the people from that group, I feel, really needed that additional support, right?
Mhm.
And some of them didn't reach out, but the Temple of Light actually provided a list of therapists that were plant medicine friendly for people in that situation. So having someone that, you know, kind of like a sponsor, really, like having
Mhm.
something to bounce something off, but then also finding that person that really will listen and answer from a neutral perspective rather than telling you what you're experiencing, you know. So I feel that, you know, the prolonged integration is really the new, is it's where we're going to be eventually ending up. Is not only is it being implemented in therapy, like Paul was showing, but the sessions that you're doing, you're realizing you can have more impact if you're walking this person through this journey of healing.
Yeah, it's you know, people, I mean, the conditioning is so strong, right? And especially if we live in the cities and we're not in constant connection to nature. Um, I believe that when we lived in communities that were more connected to nature, the integration time wasn't really needed, because being in nature was integration enough. But because we are living in cities and we constantly being, you know, I won't say attacked, I don't know, there's another word, but you know, like there's just constant like distraction, constant fear, constant
Bombarded.
um exactly, ways that aren't helpful. um to have a consistent way to integrate this is so helpful. And I just found that it, like, people really do transform. Like people could, like, if I work with people for 6 months to a year, um you know, I mean, they tell me and I see like there's a clear difference from how their life was to how their life becomes, because it's like consistent shift. And also like creating these relationships with spirit and nature in everyday life, every day is really what creates deep healing.
You're
Definitely.
rebooting people, almost birthing them. It sounds like is the feeling that I get, that they get a chance to start again and get kind of nurtured back into really feeling love, feeling that they're enough.
Yeah, you know, Joanne, what I say is that I'm just here to remind you that your mother loves you.
Oh, well, that's the feeling I was getting. It was like, oh my God, I could spend a year with her and I'd actually end up feeling like healed in my heart. Oh my God, that is exactly the feeling that you emanate.
Oh, thank you.
And and that's good to know that's the result. A year with you, a year with her, everyone. It's like going back to the great mother, the divine mother, and
Pachamama.
heart healed. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the graphic that you had of the grandmother. That's just so profound. That reality of those three generations all in one.
Yeah, I mean, and that, you know, I love that graphic because it's I'm so happy that there's a lot of talk now of ancestral healing. Like it's becoming more popular Oh, my dog just woke up and he's crying, so I might have to go
Tell
soon.
them we're almost done.
Okay. It's become more talked about, the need for ancestral healing, right? So this makes me really happy because now, you know, we see science, we see like physical evidence that it's true, we are indeed connected, and their life affects us in ways that we might not even know, and it is time to heal it. And soon we'll be resuming the retreats.
Hopefully very soon, yes.
Thank you guys.
Love you, Xochitl. Thank
Love you so much.
So much.
Talk
Bye.
later.
All right, clap for her too, but heartfelt. They're all been claps. We're the clapping audience.